The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and the guests, and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated individuals, organizations, or sponsors. The content is provided for entertainment and informational purposes only, and should not be taken as professional advice. While we strive for accuracy, we make no representation or warranties about the completeness, reliability, or accuracy of the information discussed. Listeners are encouraged to verify facts and form their own opinions. The host and producers are not responsible for any errors, omissions, or outcomes related to the use of this content. By listening, you agree that the host and the production team will not be held liable for any actions you take or decisions you make based on the information presented. Thank you.
Even building the show format originally was built even just to showcase and tell people who is so much music coming out. Yeah. I'm telling folks what new music is out, right? Mm-hmm. Then Trump runs for president and black folks is dying in the street every week. So now we talking about I feel the need to want to inform people on people that's dying and not getting no justice. You know what I'm saying? Sandra Bland, Walter Scott, Tamir Rice, Mike Brown. Yeah. Then the list started to become overwhelming, and just even talking about that every day. Well, not every day, but every week to week. Because it was like, we was in that cycle coming off of post-Obama. We was in that cycle where it was just heat in the streets as far as wanting to get rights. I think that's why I kind of like consider things in politics post-Obama or pre-Obama, right? And I've been on record saying like things like I don't really want to even discuss post-Obama statistics when it comes to the black community.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you do, then we can go all the way back to right after the Civil Rights Act, right? Because I feel like in class and we in America, so I hate to like just go straight to racial stuff, especially at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
But you got to keep it real. Though,
but right, so when you have the society that we built and we are a part of, but it outcasts us. Whenever it feels that we have anything that moves us forward, they come around and make sure that they gotta
and put it in our place,
shift things back and what they feel is the proper place, and then and a lot of folks, for whatever reason, it's easier now for us to spread the righteous information in the gospel, but it's easier than ever to spread misinformation.
I think that is a lackadaisical approach that a lot of our people take. They don't want to research. They just want to hear you talk. But I think when you out here in this atmosphere, I don't care if it comes from me and no one else, you should research. You should fact check and make sure you get all the information before you form your opinion or your views. And people just don't want to do that.
It's easier than ever now, though. But still, because like if you ever like with Chat GPT and Google, sometimes some of that information though, it depends on what hip hop I be thinking of, like a lot of information that they have be skewed, but some of the information, you just have to have context. Yeah. But like you said, is because right here, this little button right here, and I'm gonna start right after I say this. This little button right here, you press that right there, and it say it's gonna analyze everything that's posted now on Twitter, and then give you the whole rundown, and then whatever information that you want on that.
Oh wow!
It's gonna break it down. It's gonna break it down for you, like
what button that is?
The Grok button.
That's on Twitter.
On Twitter is a
whole... yeah, that's right. They installed it. I forgot.
And the Twitter AI is gonna grow from this to be, a very powerful thing, because it literally analyzes all the information from everybody's post on Twitter. And
it don't sound biased. Job application with white.
Oh, it's not.
It's white sounding names are.
It's 50%. Breaking it down. Oh no, it's getting straight to it.
Wow, I didn't even know nothing about this.
It's getting straight to it.
Black sounding names.
It's your boy Dame Doja, and I'm here with the great Blue Franswa once again. Blue, I want you to take over from here.
Okay.
This is the trigger episode of the DozhaToldya Podcast, 158. Blue is basically a resident at this point. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's all good. You know, ATL, he's here now, so y'all gonna have to deal with him. But Blue introduced me to the family, man. You know what I'm saying? Bringing Mo Duval to the fray. So let's have and I want to have a good adult political conversation real fast. So let's get into it. But first, who we got here with us today, man?
Hey, man, I want to introduce this guy. When I met him, I'm not going to go into how we met right now, but when I met him, I was working in corporate. I was, just had a baby, trying to figure out my life, and a mutual friend that I know and he brought us together. And at the time, he was heavy in the streets, and but he didn't. He was. You ever seen Snowfall, Doja?
Yeah, Franklin.
So he was like he was like back then he was like a modern day Franklin, where I know that it was modeled after Rick Ross, but that the storyline, like, he was always dressed different, he was always unique. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even know that he was in the street doing what he was doing the kind of numbers and moving the kind of stuff he was moving. I didn't even know, but anyway, but this is Mr. Boguard.
He said that all the time. Anyway, this
yeah, because I don't want to incriminate myself, because I'm
it's over with.
It's over with, man. It's over with.
You already did it time. Okay. But yeah, this is Mr. Boguard. This is my mentor, my brother. I look up to him. I learned a lot about life, and I grew up because I was, what I thought about the street, what I thought about the hood, or like how people move. Like, I learned a lot from watching him. Like, so I enjoy watching movies like BMF because I was around this guy. I enjoy watching, Scarface because I was around this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, being I learned that a boss is not loud. A boss doesn't have to look like a thug or look like a gangster. Like, he ran
like Ghost.
Yeah, but he ran a business organization, and he wasn't a flashy guy, but he was the kind of guy that was taking care of his family, people around him. And before he would go buy a car, he would make sure his peoples was in a home, or he'd make sure they were straight, had money, you know what I'm saying, taking care of, feeding everybody, always doing an event, doing events. And so when I met him, it was kind of like, hey, it was the yin and the yang, like, I was the corporate guy, and I was like, hey, I was like, man, you can really make some money. So I started making money off the recording studio. And then he would let me keep the money because he was making so much money. He
said, keep the money. I got it. Yeah, we good now.
I forgot all about it.
Yeah. But what? One thing I can say, if he wasn't able to pay a bill, he'd be like, hey, go pay the, like, if I made some money, he'd be like, hey, go pay the light bill, which was very rare. He always paid all his bills. And that's another thing I respect about him too. Like, he paid his bills before he did anything else. Like, I don't know if that means anything to people, but to me, to see a black man prioritize his expenses, his lifestyle, he took care of the bills, took care of the family first. Like, he didn't go, oh man, now I'm making millions of dollars. Let me go buy the biggest car. Like, he didn't. So anyway.
All right, so I'm going to do the intro over again, man. So I'm going to do the intro over again because, goodness gracious, Blue, you ran the whole
I love my
biography. Real quick intro, man. Again, I'm Dame Doja. This is the DozhaToldya Podcast, man. We got the resident from Duval who brought another guest from Duval. So we're going to have a political grown man conversation from that Duval people might not be used to, because sometimes they like to think that we closed-minded, but
we out there.
But we gonna show them a little differently, man.
Mr. Boguard,
we got Mr. Boguard in the building.
Yeah, what's up?
Blue Franswa, welcome to the DozhaToldya Podcast, man. I'm just gonna trigger y'all, man, with a couple
laws against Black American people that you did not know existed.
So I'm just gonna get right into it, man.
Okay, let's go.
So laws against Black people that you didn't know existed. I like this young lady right here, and again,
laws against.
Some of my favorite things about being on the internet is just the information is just readily available.
Against Black American people that you did not know existed. Let's talk about the Casual Killing Act of 1669. Passed by the Virginia General Assembly, this law made it legal for an enslaver to kill an enslaved African without facing punishment, as long as the death happened while the enslaved person was resisting. Doesn't that sound familiar? The language claimed it wasn't malicious, but let's be real, it gave white slaveholders a free pass to use deadly force, with no accountability, no justice, and no legal protection for black life. This wasn't just about violence, it was about control, about stripping away humanity. This law normalized brutality and sent a clear message that black people had no protection and no justice. Understanding laws like this showed us how far the roots of racial violence and injustice really goes, and why remembering this history still matters today.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
That's deep.
I mean, when we think about laws, man, we have to just keep it real. A lot of these laws that we live by today were put into the institution to corral and keep black folks in check. And there's a lot of benefits that we have or don't have based on the fact that I feel like we don't have universal health care because that means that black folks will have to have universal health care.
Yeah.
But what y'all thought about it? The Casual Killing Act of 1669.
Well, I already knew about that, but I didn't know the law that was the 1669 law. Because all are derived from Willie Lynch anyway. So we know that there's a two-part justice system. There's a white part and a black part. So everything that we are going through now is directly attributed to what we went through with slavery, because you was property.
Yeah.
They owned you.
Yeah.
You just like anything around in this room. So that's how they looked at us. So it's nothing different. It's nothing under the sun, and they ain't gonna stop. It's gonna continue until we change and we get the right people to change what's going on. And some people that actually have compassion and understand what we went through as a people and stop, denying what is factual about the way black people came up in this country.
Yeah,
and that black people never had a fair opportunity.
That's why that case died down when it happened in Jacksonville with McNeil. They looked at the evidence where they saw that he used excessive force. He actually gave me some insight to look at a different way that he invoked that. But when they looked at it, the state attorney said, "Hey, after reviewing the police officers using excessive force, they felt like he did nothing wrong because he invoked them to do that. So they don't have a criminal case. So now they would have to sue for civil, for financial law, him, something.
Like we discussed that. And now that you bring that up, right? Because this is in the wheelhouse of resisting, right? I may have felt that way. That I felt that he may have handled the situation inappropriately as far as McNeil, but I also was speaking towards the people in Jacksonville that were faked outrage, as Lil Duval like to say. What we fake mad about today? Because if y'all was so mad about it,
we would do something about it.
Like, I mean, I really, right after they announced that they was going to do no charges, I waited and see if I was going to see the same type of Facebook conversation, and nobody said really too much about it. I mean, and it wasn't like one of those things where it was a little bit of a gotcha moment, but it wasn't like, I would like to see people organize, but in new ways, and if y'all gonna be about it, like, again, I was like, man, all the vitriol that y'all expressing, vote the right person in next time, instead of being mad at the sheriff.
I think that's our problem too. We don't take voting serious, and I don't understand how. Understanding what we went through, what our ancestors, what our forefathers and foremothers went through. I've talked to plenty of people. Man, my vote don't matter. Why would you think they try to prevent you from voting if your vote didn't matter? And that's one thing we're going to have to. I don't know if we're going to make it to the 2016 midterms. I mean, the 2026 midterms. But we need to really look into where we're trying to go and what we need to do, because we got a lot of articulate, intelligent black men that act like they vote don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're going to have to get away from that in order for, like you say, that voting it ain't just people be talking about, it's just state and your county and your city. No, voting matters all the way around.
Yeah.
We see that.
Especially on a local level.
And the president, you can see what the president doing now. You know what I'm saying? So
he clean the house.
So we really got to take this serious if we're gonna advance anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm having a little issue with one of my phones, but I'm gonna just play this next one, man. I give respect to how with what you were just saying as far as taking voting seriously, taking protesting seriously, just just your rights.
Mm-hmm.
The rights that we already the little rights that we earned. But not even our people earned.
Sacrifice for
the sacrifice. You know what I'm saying, sacrifice for that our ancestors sacrificed for. It feels that a lot of folks don't take those rights to heart anymore, and and the ones that do are really our allies on the as I said on the white side, because there are a lot of white folks that be ready to protest or ready to step up on to make a certain change when they want certain changes done. So you can't. It's not a surprise that when they do get the changes done, they think about us secondary. You know.
Could I add on to that?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we don't even look at it for what it is. Even if you go back to the Black Lives Matter, and I try to tell people this, who was at the forefront of that movement?
Women.
White people was out there really fighting for us, but we the ones. You know what? And this might piss a lot of people off. When I saw white people out there burning and looting and stuff, first thing, oh man, that's not us, that's them. They don't give a damn if you or not. They don't care. They're gonna classify us as criminals and classify us as savages. Don't let them do what they got to do. If they want to burn it down, let them burn it down. Because then we don't have the privilege of doing that. So we actually was betraying the white people that's out there fighting for us. As soon as the cameras hit us, hey, look at them white boys over there doing that. But they was actually, because I had partners who went out there in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And my partner said, man, we went out there, boy. I'm like, boy, we're bucking that pepper spray. Boy, I took off. Because when they believe in something, they're going to fight for it. So we going to have allies, because they forget Captain John Brown, they forget the freedom fighters. A lot of white people have actually fought beside us. A lot of white people support us, and we're going to have to really, start worrying about what happens on the outcome or if it's going to make us look bad, because there's nothing they can do or nothing they're going to say that is going to be any different.
Right.
Just get involved, do what you got to do, and stand tall.
Stand tall.
Moving to the mic a little bit more, Mr. Boguard.
Okay.
I just sit up a little bit. Well, actually, just bring the mic to you so you won't have to kind of lean forward.
Okay, right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a better pocket. I'm about to play this.
It's too late to protest.
And speaking of protests, okay, so I even went and read a couple of the amendments. In school, it's been a minute since I was in school, and a lot of folks, again, don't take the constitutional rights seriously, and they're gonna allow for those constitutional rights to be violated. As far as for those that don't know, so the right to protest is one of those, especially for Black folks. Again, the law that we just talked about make it so when we do certain protests, they almost make it to where that's why Karens feel like they can protest over us. As far as just you have your certain the white supremacy ideology that's instilled in America.
Yeah,
it tells people that if you see a group of Black folks, you can kind of go over there and ask them what they got going on or what they got, like why are they there?
Right to a symbol.
Right. You could just, question them and call the slave catchers on them. Right. But vice versa. Right. If Black folks see a group of Mexicans on the corner, we don't think to ourselves, we shouldn't be thinking to ourselves, let me get on, but I really don't.
I don't.
Let me get on the phone. Let me find out who these guys are. Let me go over here and talk to these guys and let me, profile them in a way. And then we allow, so then when we sit back and watch them get profiled in the way that used to be us, the silence is no different than the white silence. And I used to have a saying, like, I don't know if I quite remember it, but the right to protest.
It's too late to protest. We are well past that mark. of peaceful protests.
I ain't gonna watch this whole video, but she was cooking it. She was
Yeah,
cooking
let me
it.
hear
Most
it clip.
people in this country will not stand up to the regime, to what is happening in our own nation until it's too late, until they have lost family members, loved ones, neighbors, friends, and everything they have. And by the time that rolls around, there will be no other option but then extreme bloody violence. The Trump administration and the Republican Party already have the power they need for a hostile, violent takeover. And I'm telling you right now that the people who are standing up to them, who are speaking out, the people who are fighting back, the politicians, the governors, the judges, the attorneys, they are in danger for their lives. You don't believe me? Look at what they're doing to specific demographics of people now. People are going to start disappearing from their homes and from their places of work. Journalists, the people that I just listed. This is not funny. This is very, very fucking serious. For those of you who thought that only immigrants were going to be targeted, my sweet summer child, anyone who deposes a tyrannical government is targeted. Every single one of them. That's every single time in history, that is what happens. 750,000 people died during the American Civil War. If we have another war on our own soil, brother against brother, sister against sister, it will be absolutely devastating. And although I do not want this to happen, it has gotten to the point where if the people do not fight back, and if they do not stop this now, today, now, we are in for catastrophe. I don't know how else to put that. And this comes down to white people. Because I know that black and brown people, they know what this shit is about. I don't have to tell them anything. But white people, if you do not start standing up for the people who are being targeted today, you will be targeted tomorrow. That's what this is about. This is about racism. This is about misogyny, homophobia, xenophobia. And white people, you are at the center, and you need to do something. I don't know what it is. But you are the privileged group in this country. You, me. We are the privileged group in this country. And we need to use that privilege to fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. This is our fault. This is our fault. Because we didn't stand up against racism when we should have been doing so. When we didn't put an end to all of this bullshit when we should have been doing so. This is our fault. Fucking stand up.
I feel like politics now is more. I feel like more people should learn more about the Constitution. Like you said, learning about your amendments. Just because there's a lot of people who don't know their rights, especially when they're getting pulled over. Especially when it's talking about protests, and people don't know they have got. Some people know what the right to free speech. You have the right to speak your piece. But it had, and that's why they call protesting. That's why they say it has to be a peaceful protest, because once there's violence, anger, or any kind of inattention where if people feel threatened or scared, they're going to call the police. They're going to assemble, and then they want to, I seen like that. That's why the Trump thing was so big.
I think for us though,
What's that?
we don't have the privilege of protesting like everyone else, so we got to move in silence.
Yeah,
We got to be calculated with everything we do. Me being a 3-time convicted felon, I really have to, really think about every decision I make, because it can be costly for me. Because just say per se, if I get pulled over and they've been watching my social media and I'm going against your government. They can easily say, okay, boom, unalive me and throw my record out there and say, okay, he was a 2-time prison inmate, 3-time convicted felon. People gonna forget about me because automatically they're gonna buy into the narrative that the government selling because of my past. They're not gonna tell you that I'm a father, that I own my own business, that I'm a hard worker. And, I don't go out, hang out, or do anything. They're not gonna tell the story how much I love my family and there for my family. All they're gonna do is sell the narrative of what I went through. You know what I'm saying? To get the way I'm at now. So it's dangerous for us. And you gotta think about it. Even for someone like you, your people, things that y'all have to put up with in this country. So looking at America now for black people, man, it's like we're gonna have to make some hard decisions. Either we're gonna stay here or we're gonna stand tall and stand in the paint. Because they're gonna you don't have to go looking for it. They're gonna bring it to you. That's what a lot of people don't realize. You don't have to go looking for it. They're gonna be at your door next.
See what they're doing in Chicago. Have you seen that?
Yeah, but what's going on in Chicago is all these YNs, and I hate to say this because I see a lot of, especially a lot of my Republican black male friends use this here. Always using the black on black scenario, like other people of different races don't go at war with each other. Yeah. But there's gonna be a point where they're gonna have to prove themselves.
Yeah, they definitely
killing each other over colors. Yeah. In neighborhoods and blocks that they don't own. So
Trump coming for Chicago though.
Yeah, he coming for it.
He coming.
So that's up next.
Yeah. Oh, you got a clip on him talking about they're gonna go.
It's recording. Yeah.
No, I'm saying you have a clip about the Chicago thing because I only seen write-ups. I ain't seen any videos about they gonna like for instance like what they said about DC. Like I've seen some videos where they were saying that they already had initiatives there.
That's federal territory. So, but going
it was easy to roll it out.
Going to a city is different. Into a state is different.
Yeah,
because you got a governor and you got you have a whole different system that they have to go through, and which is against the law for him to go into. Yeah, unless they call for aid. If they call for aid, that's different. Yeah, from the federal government or for. But
and they didn't call for aid.
They didn't call for aid. But yeah, like these little rural towns don't have their issues. Trump is going off after us. Every state every state or every city that he's going to is blue, a blue city. That's it.
With a black mayor.
Yeah, with a black person in charge.
Wow.
So we already know what it is, man. There ain't nothing new under the sun. They've been doing this stuff. We just got to be prepared.
Yeah.
That's it.
I appreciate y'all for carrying the conversation. And again, I just was pointing out that some of the folks that's taking accountability, even for those that, for one, that may have voted against Trump and still have to now stand up and make themselves pretty much a sacrificial lamb.
But you know what I don't like about that?
What's that?
These same brothers, just as much self-hate they were spewing about Kamala Harris and all this stuff before the election, Trump gonna do this. They haven't came out and actually apologized. Listen, I made a bad decision.
I've seen some people. Nobody on a high level. But
it's still early. It's still early right now. Right now, we're still in.
But it's almost gonna be so detrimental.
How long you been in office? 3 months now.
Well, yeah, about 200 days. 200.
You think about it. Just think about it. They haven't came out yet, but after a while, you're going to have to run back to your family because he's going to run you back to your family. Your family going to be looking at you like, hold on, bro. I'm in this situation because you partook in doing this to us.
Did y'all see the Jubilee Amanda Seals versus the
that was good.
That was awesome. Yeah.
That was good.
She had it on. Like I give it.
A lot of folks not
they don't like her.
A lot of folks don't like Amanda Seals, but when it comes to that type of conversation, that's right up her wheelhouse. And another thing that I really, really have to give her credit in is she don't have to do that.
No, she don't have to. No, she don't have to.
You know what I'm saying? Like having the passion for Black history, and then defending. I love the way she defended.
And being factual.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah, she's very educated. Yeah.
But the way she defended how they use non-black, what we would call non-foundational Black Americans.
Non-foundational Black
Man, I don't know
American.
what
And
to call them.
black is a universal. Matter of fact, racism is a universal language, but the Black American plight is unique, right?
Mm.
And for her to even have like she said, she's a daughter of an immigrant, and I be telling folks all the time, bro, being from Florida and not having, like, I'm from Miami, so it's like I have an affinity to immigrants, like
Yeah.
off top. You know what I'm saying? Whether they Spanish, whether they Black or not. Like, I deal with a lot of immigrants in my life, and especially, again, Miami, Florida, they all over the place. So for you to sit back and just play blind eye on some of the things that's going on, or even just to alienate the immigrants, knowing that
We need 'em.
knowing that we need them, because we not doing I'm not doing what they doing.
I can say this here because I'm actually a pipe fitter by trade, and I've worked around a lot of Hispanics, Mexicans, Guatemalans. Now I can't say that they be giving us their behinds to kiss now, but at the end of the day, my integrity comes before anything else. So I can't just sit back and find humor in what's happening to them, knowing that what we don't been through. Now, have we been treated fairly by other immigrants who come to this country? No, we haven't. Because a lot of times they don't support our businesses. They don't reciprocate, because you could find us in Mexican restaurants and Asian Mexican restaurants,
definitely.
but they don't actually patronize our businesses. Even in, they don't allow us to come in their neighborhoods and they support our business. But at the end of the day, we have to be real with ourselves.
But it depends on what business though, because if we put together a show, and if it's pertaining to hip hop, the Asian, white, and young Hispanic community is supporting that. Almost at a higher clip than Black folks is supporting it, as far as when you talk live shows.
Yeah, something like that. I'm talking
Music,
about like the mom and pops.
The economical
You
ecosystem.
talking about the economy that really matters.
Because hip hop is so influential, so that's different. But I'm talking about, say, I love food, right? I go to them, no matter whatever the demographic, I'm gonna go support it, right?
Yeah.
So I look at it. I always thought about this. Okay, so you got these great soul food restaurants. So y'all will go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, which is all brand of soul food, but we want to go to a mom and pop soul food where they cook actual soul food. Then you'll say, okay, you're moving our communities, and I'm not trying to, say, go all off
the rails a little bit, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, regardless of that, I still don't like what's being done. But at the same time, hopefully this opened their eyes and say, okay, Black people have been fair to us. They let us come in their communities, take our money outside the communities, and they continue to support us, and we don't do the same.
Yeah.
Because when we put this country back together, it's got to be put together way better than what it was.
It has to be.
For it to be so easily dissembled like it is now.
Yeah.
Because Trump is taking us apart. I want to know where we're going
in
next.
6 months too.
Think about it.
And real quick.
We got a year and a half before the midterms, bro.
And look, I don't want to get in trouble saying this, but he's getting rid of he probably try to get rid of electoral college, so that way when it's time.
He just say he getting rid of mail-in. He want to get rid of mail-in ballots.
He fired the Federal Reserve.
He can't get rid of her. He's going to have to go to court about that. He want to get rid of her.
Okay, Ms. Cook.
Yeah,
Ms. Cook. Let's talk about that.
Ooh, let's do that.
Let's talk about that. Because that's brand new. Let me see if I can find somebody.
He's trying to control the money.
Let me say this, and I know you can agree to this, but so many Black people are talking about what did Biden do for us. But y'all know how many Black people Biden put in prominent positions?
Yeah.
More than any other president.
And he got rid of him.
In history. All he did is take on what Obama couldn't do. Trust me, they had that conversation. Hey, I can't do this. I can't do that.
Yeah,
but, hey,
Biden can do it.
Go handle it, my brother. You're a white man. You can do this, Because if I do it, guess what? It's going to be an outcry. And y'all let Trump come in here and take away all these gains.
Yeah. We had a lot of we was making strides, and we still. But see, the thing about it is the resilience of the black folks is we damn near feel like we gonna be able to survive anything.
Oh
anyway.
Yeah, we feel like
so we look at it like, what's the worst they could possibly do, and a lot of folks just don't just turn a blind eye to it, just outright.
Well,
just turn
we
a
got a
blind eye to
madman in office. We don't even want to think about what's the worst he can do.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
'cause-
trust nothing about this man.
Either worse.
And I don't understand because I go back and forth with a few conservatives, and at this point, y'all looking crazy. But I just had to tell my partner the other day, I was like, bro, you in a cult.
Yeah. Man, listen, I don't think they even realize, brother, that the only bombs that have been dropped in America have been dropped on us. Philadelphia, Tulsa. We don't have a lot of stuff happening to us, and they're not far removed from him doing something like that.
Research. They got to
Seriously,
do the
man.
research.
Like again, if there was something that I could talk about that was positive, right? Or if there wasn't so many telltale signs on them impeding on African American or Black progress,
Right.
however you want to hear it, then I wouldn't
You want to say nothing?
I wouldn't have so much to say. I actually had to admit, as media, we wanted this. What we wanted in a sense, and that's bad to say because we wanted something to talk about. Trump give us something to talk about. Those, you know, for some folks, it's at the detriment of many people, but everybody feel like, oh, we gonna run up the check while he here, and then we'll be able to settle the dust later. But hopefully you be on the right side of that, because again, we talked about last week that it's been 300,000 Black women that has been removed from the labor force, whether they removed themselves, whether or not they lost their government job, and or healthcare. These particular sectors were targeted for a reason, or I mean, again, they just all seem to line up.
Yeah.
And so now we move on to yet another first Black position that's being removed, and for whatever reason, whatever excuse that they want to make up,
well, they just lied on her, so that's what they.
Governor Dr. Lisa Cook was forced to resign. She is or was the first Black woman to serve on the Federal Reserve Board. And what did you say?
No, I don't think she said she was fighting it. I don't know if she resigned yet. She said she was fighting.
Oh well,
they put out a letter.
Yeah,
so.
she put out a letter saying she's fighting. She's not going to leave.
I seen her letter, but I also seen the president's letter, like basically saying,
but he got to go to court on that. Trump just think he can do whatever he want to do without even going.
Let's be clear. This is a racist.
Oh, okay. I think this might have been a response.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking for Trump letter because Trump, his
letter.
You pay him no mind. He don't lost so many lawsuits.
Oh wait, this is it. Yeah, wait, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, they put out this letter. It says set forth August 15th, 2025. Basically, they gonna do what they gonna pull their moves off. They gonna
and the dollar dropped today just because of that.
So yeah, and a lot of folks don't really be knowing that kind of stuff, man. They don't know that this stuff has consequences that trickle down, that's not easily fixed. You know, as far as it's easily dismantled than it is to build up. It took way too long, way too many protests, way too many sacrifices, way too many people that died to get in these positions for them to just within 6 months just wipe it away, like, you know what I'm saying, do the Thanos to us.
Yeah, that
like that's crazy, man.
People ain't even following the money either.
Yeah,
they don't realize Trump don't put so much in crypto coins right now. That's why he's devaluing the dollar.
What's that?
Project during the 2008. Vinaigrette is a small olive oil
It's just
and vinegar
something else
shop in
that-
Minneapolis that began as a passion project during the 2008 recession. Now, it's a local staple built on high-quality imports from around the world. Co-owner Sarah Piepenberg joins me now. Sarah, you started your business during a rough economic period.
Hold on. She don't look like she too happy.
I was just.
She don't look like she too. Sarah don't look like she happy at all. And
She got what she asked for.
and this part of it is like, you know, we have our fun.
Right. Like,
But Sarah look like she finna get something done. She look like, hey, they ain't finna do me like this.
You need to get angry.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't finna do me like this. Hold on.
During a rough economic period, what has the impact of tariffs been in comparison to 15 years ago?
Well, first of all, Phil, I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity
Right.
to share my story. Um, the impact of these tariffs have hit me in every single aspect of my business. Not only in the oils and the vinegars that I import from all over the world, but down to my containers, down to the bottles that
Everything that Amazon ship, I'm gonna stop you, Sarah. Everything that Amazon ship coming from China,
Oh yeah.
and really, the impact hasn't even hit us yet. We don't
It's coming.
The impact ain't even hit us yet. We still in the precursor of the impact. We still in the delays of the tariffs, right? Or the just
Once they empty out the warehouses, we're gonna really see the effect.
right. Once the new inventory got to come in and everybody got to, oh man, it's getting crazy.
I feel like you was about to go in that direction when she came in. I felt like you was gonna go in that direction where it was gonna be obvious where what they're doing to black people, they don't understand it's gonna affect white people. Unemployment, they're gonna cut the amount of money you get from unemployment. Then when you try to get food stamps, they're gonna cut that. It's gonna be a trickle effect where it starts with us, but then the white people gonna feel it. Hold on now.
You gotta think about it. They haven't done anything with Medicaid and Medicaid yet, which they are.
This coming, yeah.
Big new bill. Now you got to think about our healthcare
The big new
system.
bill, right?
How many black CPNs and nurses are there?
No, it's a lot.
How many depend on these? That's why Canada right now telling people, hey, if you want to come there, we got a great healthcare system, which a lot of countries are, and this is where America gonna miss out too, with everything that Trump's doing. A lot of countries are recruiting some of our people. A lot of our people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're gonna lose a lot of
Japan,
good people. Now.
Sweden, Costa Rica, Ghana.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They opening up. I forgot it was another place that said they opening up
Canada.
citizenship. They giving. Yeah, they said passport, but they giving land. Some places giving. Oh, if you buy land.
Yeah.
What? Let me see. It was offering passport if you buy land.
They about to get a
well-trained, it was in Africa. Yeah, they was offering. Somebody was offering money and passport, dual citizenship.
Well, it's a lot of countries starting to realize we got a lot of trained and well-educated workforce here. So all they can do is add value to their country.
Right. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I've been thinking about it. Like I've actually been
thinking about it. 2 more years, I'm out of here.
I've been doing research towards it, and you just have to be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be prepared for the worst, and better prepared than we are, because they just it's just a whole new ball game, but they playing with. But I don't like the way when people say it like this, like she was fired, and then they say, "Yep, it's because she's black." But are we really just going? Is that really the case?
I think it's twofold. I think because she's black, and also because he want to put somebody in there where he can lower interest rates and everything else. Because right now he's bankrupt. He's really bankrupt in America with his decision making. And these tariffs, people don't really understand how these tariffs are working against us. You know, you got some countries where you put so high. You got to think about it. Okay, you got $10, right? So something from $10, you put 30% of the tariff. That's $13. Now imagine 10,000. So that's 13,000. How do these tariffs work? $100.
Yeah.
Right? You got to understand. That's 130,000 added. That's 30 more thousand added to 100,000. And I don't understand what they think is going on, but we really putting us in a pickle, man, that we probably ain't gonna be able to come up out of, because he got too much term left. Unless they impeach him, if they take over the House, we done.
Oh yeah, because what you think about Gavin Newsom?
I'm gonna be honest. I actually wanted Gavin to run. I started liking Kamala, but I actually felt like after Trump, we need a little white man because they weren't going to vote for anyone else. And I felt like Gavin, people don't understand, Gavin put Kamala in her position.
Right.
Gavin gave back black people who had been wronged out of their land, that land that was on the beach. He gave it to them. He actually put reparations up for voting. I felt like he would have been the best choice to go ahead because the white people wasn't going. I ain't gonna say not all white people, but I just felt like this country wasn't ready for this woman. So Gavin would have been a safe choice.
They gave Trump a softball pitch twice, right? And I bring this up. I bring this up when I have certain conversations. Unfortunately, some men take offense when I speak on it like this, but there's a misogyny culture,
yeah.
Especially with black men.
Especially with black men, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at putting whether she's a black woman or just a woman in power, it's a softball pitch. And I felt like the Democrats ran a terrible campaign. Obviously, Kamala ran a decent campaign, but she had a very short amount of time. And a lot of folks bring up the fact that we didn't necessarily choose her. It was kind of an appointed thing because it was a pass down.
She raised the most money.
She was a successful.
That shouldn't have mattered by her.
But it went by the money she raised.
Because at the end of the day, we looked at Trump and what he stood for. It should have been no discern from. Okay, she had, we didn't choose her, but goddamn, we're gonna go with this.
I see what you're saying.
That shit. Two things that trigger me about black men. I'm pretty sure y'all can agree. We care too much about the LGBTQ thing, and we care too much about misogyny. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, you different, Mr. Boguard. What's going on, man? Hold on, man. Hold on.
This is what I'm saying. Okay, I've been incarcerated, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I saw in prison? I seen black women that supported their black men come see them every week. Guess what these guys was doing behind the walls? Messing with boys, right? Okay, when you look at child predators, they're not people of the LGBT community. It's your uncle, your cousin, your brother. Like, so why are we focused on this 1% when the people that's around us the most detrimental to our kids?
Oh, and now that a lot of these predators that they catching are Trump supporters.
Exactly.
That's true.
Fact, a lot of these sex trafficking rings that they've been catching in Texas, like that's what kind of frustrates me with what you. Besides what you just pointed out, the lack of accountability that we will hold towards the white man when we look up to him, the rich white man especially. Yeah. It's like, there's no accountability with Trump or with the conservative party as of recent.
Right.
And they've been moving lock, stock, and barrel. Now, I don't feel that black people belong on either side of the political party, but we have we have choices.
Right.
And we have to make a choice, right? And again, we in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
The best city in for black folks in American history.
Yeah.
It has not had a Republican mayor in leadership since 1879. I looked that up.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely none. And when it did have a Republican leader, the Republican Party is what a lot of conservatives like to brag about, was being ran by freedmen and black entrepreneurs. It was the influence then. And so after the civil rights movement, when white folks seen that, well, for one, they ran all the Republicans. You know what I'm saying? It was Democrats, but Democrats ran the black folks out of the Republican Party. Then by oppressing them, they vote and allowing them. You know what I'm saying? But then once somehow the Democratic Party decided to get behind the Civil Rights Act, everything flipped, and that's like I said, that was like that's what we just did now with having Obama in power, because everybody basically like, oh, so that's what y'all doing? Y'all just giving them stuff now? We got to band together, and they all ran, into the Republican Party. But if you look at Atlanta as a historical, in their history, they didn't turn back that way. We stayed progressively Democratic, and the policies that were put in place allowed for black wealth to grow at a obvious different rate than any other city. Now we have DC is a nice city for black folks. Matter of fact, Virginia and that whole area, the DMV as a whole, there's a lot of
Charlotte starting to emerge.
Charlotte is starting to emerge, definitely. But again, that's based off of Democratic local leadership, and that's based off of black people getting their votes counted.
Can I say something when you first started about these black men? Because I think this need to be said about the misogyny in our community. And because I got my guys group, we travel out the country together and we actually talk. And a lot of them are successful black men. And we got into it about Kamala, about her qualifications. And what I realized that the black men that before the election was saying she wasn't qualified, I would never, a woman shouldn't lead, are the same guys that calling their mothers, their sisters, their aunties.
For loans.
For everything. To take care of their affairs because they're accountable.
Yeah.
They can rely
the
on
whole
them.
the whole their birth certificate.
That's what tripped me out. So me being incarcerated, you know who was there for me? My moms. My sister take care of my affairs now. So, and all the black men I know depend on their sisters, their aunties, or either their mother. They don't go to their fathers or their uncles. So I'm like, hold on, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah, see, I didn't know. I didn't know, Blue. I appreciate it. I said I didn't know. You got to come back. You got to come and have a conversation because
you got to be honest. You know what? I'm gonna say this, brother. What's
up, Because that type of honesty though, right, is something that sometimes we need to hear.
Yeah.
And I mean, he spoke on how true individual you are. Like he said, a man that keep his bills paid, that keep his priorities in line, even if
while you in the streets.
And shout out to my cousin, you know what I'm saying, because even when he did some time, he made sure that the studio was paid for. Rico Richie. You know what I'm saying? We had a studio that got kicked in. Got the feds turned us inside out.
Rico Rich, he was major
in Atlanta.
Okay.
Feds turned us inside out, and after that, we had to rebuild. But even from inside, he still made sure he paid the bills.
Oh wow,
that's a hard thing to do too.
Yeah,
definitely. But like I said, coming from a strong man like yourself, to be able to point out that the black women have held down and been the backbone of the black community, coming out of the crack epidemic is, that's just what it is. Now, I also gonna point out somebody at the door. Come in. I'm also gonna point out the fact that the black women been making a lot of sacrifices, basically. Yeah. But I also want to point out the fact that post-Obama era, black men have been moving more into politics and more into entrepreneur positions, and they don't credit that ambition.
That's true.
This is the thing. This went in Blue
to the revolution that led to that.
Before I went to prison, right? 2006 when I caught my charge. 2008 I went to go do a 9-year bid. So I was so hyped about Obama. So I went and read his books. I had a clear understanding of it. And me and my mom got into it. I'm voting for Hillary. I said, why would you vote for Hillary? Won't you look into this, man? And when I went to prison, I started reading it. And he taught me so much how to love myself as a black man. I felt so proud. And I think a lot of black men miss that, that point that we don't do enough self-reflecting in our lives. You don't sit back and think about all, because I was talking to my counselor when I got ready to go out of prison, and he told me like, well, you're going to get out and you made a mistake. I said, I didn't make no mistake. I said, I made a personal choice. He said, I ain't never heard nobody say that. I said, yeah. I said, you want to be honest, the amount of drugs I sold, I should have got about 20, 30 years.
So you looking for what you finna do?
Because at the end of the day, if I don't self-reflect and realize, okay, I'm in prison, I told myself before I went to prison, I'm not going to play no games. I'm not going to play no sports. I'm going to study because I never had no work history. So I got to be better than anyone when I get out of here, because at the end of the day, I got to build up work ethics. I got to build up everything. So I self-reflect on my decisions and how much I hurt my community. Yeah. So my job was, when I got out, man, listen, you can't go back to that. You got to add value to your community. I think a lot of black men think they add value to our community, but they take away from our community by their decision making.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They think they're on point, but they're not on point. Because I feel like this. Taken away from my family, right? And let's look at it, because this way the crux of it is that if I'm in a relationship, if I'm around here messing with a whole bunch of women, I'm taking value from my family. Because I'm not teaching a valuable lesson to my child. So if I'm doing Atlanta's a place where all the women at, but if you
All
want
of
to
them.
access all the women, you're hurting your community.
Right.
You're not standing strong, but you get on these podcasts, you get all this stuff. Oh man, we need to do this. No, you're a hypocrite.
Then these folks get these checks, and then they get so holed out, they don't know how to control
Exactly.
themselves. Then you don't know how to control your lustful ways, and then you just allow. Then you choose the wrong type of woman. You know what I'm saying? Outside of
she'll
the
take
outside of the black community, and then y'all putting these others in, giving them $1 million deals, basically.
And reason I brought up women because a lot of the guys that I know that shifted opinions to the conservative, that's been their Achilles heel. They like to date outside of race. They look down on black women. And that's what's destroying us as a foundation. Because they'll give passes to other women that they won't. And we do it as men too. Women do it too. They'll give passes to white men that they won't give to black men.
Yeah.
And black men do the same. But we've been doing it.
Yeah.
Because come on, let's be honest. When we was young, man, God dang, he with that fat white girl. But no, a black woman got to be fine and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Now you still white. I see a beautiful sister with a white guy with a missing tooth in the front. I'm like, nah, you know you wouldn't date no black guy with a missing tooth in the front. So it's like we give passes. I guess it's that master oppression.
We we don't hold them to the same accountability.
None of us do.
You know, yeah.
So it got to start with men like us.
Money talks.
It has to start. But money's the same thing we wipe our ass with.
Oh, I wanted to play this right here because this is involved Florida, and I wanted to ask y'all opinion.
Right.
So after you see this video,
I saw that one. Yeah.
Y'all just basically speak on this.
Okay.
Basically, if you've seen any effects within 2025, because we're supposed to be in a prominent time, I guess. A lot of folks was saying that Trump was going to bring in the money. This was just folks.
Don't let me talk about that.
Folks were saying this. Folks were saying that.
Yeah.
You know where they got to miss? The PPP loan. They don't realize Democrat. That was actually a Democrat. It was a middle class.
We know,
deal.
brother. We know, but let's just humor them.
Okay, let's
humor them because the money was coming. But I've been seeing a lot of businesses, a lot of black businesses. No, not black businesses, but a lot of white businesses in turmoil as of recently. But this is why a lot of white businesses probably have been in turmoil because racism is not profitable for nobody.
It's expensive.
Florida beaches are empty because racism don't pay the bills. Now, those beaches and businesses are empty in Florida, and the business owners are scratching their head. They're like, I don't understand what's happening and why this is going on. This is what happens when you build your entire platform on bigotry and fear. When you spend years attacking immigrants, the very people who visit your state, spend money in your hotels, eat at your restaurants, buy your tacky ass beach tiles. Don't act shocked when they stop showing up. And understand, it's not just tourists who aren't coming to Florida. When you squeeze the working class like a lemon, there is no juice left for joy. You think people got beach money right now? People can't even afford to go outside. And all those Trump tariffs, those weren't on corporations. Those were Trump taxes on us. Prices went up, jobs got cut, and now folks are choosing between groceries and gas, not plane tickets to Clearwater. And y'all made Florida a hostile environment, honestly. And not just for immigrants, but also for black people, LGBTQ, teachers, hell, even librarians. Y'all made the beach a battleground. So now it's just you and those overpriced souvenir stands collecting dust. And now conservative business owners are mad. But they're mad at the consequences of the policies that they voted for. Baby, this ain't karma. This is cause and effect. Conservative policies destroy communities, period. So ask yourself, how long are you guys going to continue to vote against your own business?
Dang.
What's up, Sco?
Huh?
Yeah. Racism is expensive. Very expensive.
Yeah.
That's what anyone.
Yeah. Like I was telling him, like I don't think people realize, like especially, like all nationalities, like people feel like Trump is targeting black people, but it's going whatever he's doing towards us is going to affect everyone.
It's cause and effect. Trickle down.
I mean, it's a class thing too.
Yeah, I was, and I'm glad you said that. I feel like people are so focused on racism. It's classism. The rich, poor, and medium class. like they say,
but it's rooted in racism because the American society is rooted in racism. This is why blue states have been prospering. States like New York, California, they prosper because of diversity.
Yeah.
Because of immigration, because of different walks of life, and like you said, man, I'm glad also you pointed out that it's for a while it is all right, not all right, but we feel good to see somebody else be handled like we've been handled for so many years.
What you just said, I think you can look on a micro level. Let's look at Daytona, right? When
over-policed it.
But when the black people was coming, how much we added to every time we did spring break or something like that. If without the violence, will still be continuing on. So, just like you say, with cities and states, racism is very expensive. But if they love the black dollar. But at the end of the day, that don't mean they love us.
Sometimes we can be hard to deal with, though.
Yeah, we can. Oh, of course. Like
Carnival cruises have been.
Yeah, I seen the thing on Carnival. And I did a Carnival cruise, not that one.
Yeah.
Like you get tired of it,
They do.
It's a little too much,
We be ghetto.
Yeah,
that's why I don't do cruise. We be ghetto. I'll be like, come on, man.
But it's up to them to control. Like they looking at the dollar.
But I'm glad that
they're just looking at the dollar. You can control. They could have controlled that before it got to that point.
Yeah, they could.
They were looking at the money, the dollar. Because that we don't buy Heineken and all. We buy real liquor.
Yeah,
Hennessy and all.
Reposado.
And we gonna pay whatever it is. So they allowed it just so they can get that bread in their pockets.
And sometimes, man, I'd be very disappointed with how we handle that amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's what there's certain things that I would like to see corrected within the community, that we always have to try to take advantage of one another. You go to the club right now in Atlanta, and black folks been trying to take advantage of one another for so long, so much that it got to a level to where now it's starting to crash on itself.
Oh yeah, it's crashing.
It should have been crashed
because of sections, and then you got to pay to park. Then they have a parking lot, they charge you to park. They charge you an entry fee at a bar that you're supposed to go in and drink at the bar. Or, and if it's not even like an entry fee is one thing, but it's like a $40, $50 entry fee.
I blame the men for that, because we so obsessed with these women that we will do anything, do the unnecessary just to get to where they're at.
And to prove
that I'm balling and you're not.
Yeah. That's a good point.
My friend LeVar Walker has a joke about that. When you go in the club, like if you're not sitting in VIP, then it's like
you're nobody.
You over here, you all over the place. You're a nobody. And even when I used to can do VIP, I hated VIP because it's too much of spotlight. It's too much of spotlight on you. It's like, why do I have to do this just to have your attention? Then if I got to do this to get your attention, then you're not for me anyway.
And you might be getting the wrong attention anyway.
Exactly.
But again, we have to deal with a lot of things within our community, with whether it's colorism, whether it's classism,
materialism.
Because that's a based off of classism. The fact that I got to feel a certain type of way in VIP, and the fact that there's more VIP sections in Atlanta clubs than there are any dance floors. Right.
I'm gonna take responsibility part of that.
Why?
Drug dealers. We made that. We made it like that. Drug dealer, we made it like our women got to be the best. They got to be the flyest. We got to have the jury. Now we don't indoctrinate it in our whole culture. And because a white boy could put on some dirty sneakers and some cargo shorts and had the baddest chick outside.
Yeah.
We got to be
designer, and now the kids in school, the kids in school asking for Balenciagas in high school. But again, everybody was saying that the economy was so bad when Biden was in office these 4 years, and I still look at folks go to Beyonce every year, and then go to Chris Brown, and go to all these events.
Sold out.
So I be like, which one is it? Right? Make it make sense. Or do we just go with a narrative based off of who is telling the narrative?
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily always the message. It's the messenger.
That's poor management. Because we'll give our last just to go see a Chris Brown or Beyonce, knowing you can't afford this. Knowing your car note behind, but you're going to go see Beyonce. That's priorities. Like, hold on. Like, I'm finna go get Beyonce.
Because they do a whole lot of, they do a whole lot of traveling too. I ain't pocket watching whatever, but like you said, it's black men have to take accountability in a lot of those things because whether or not we flying them out.
We set the tone.
We definitely fitting the bill to a lot of the negativity, right? Now, that doesn't mean that is all of us, and that doesn't mean that there aren't outlets. But again, that or women or just the because we're not a monolith. But I think that certain things that we do, we got to start moving like a monolith.
I've already started. I say now, if I got to date a woman, I got to pay for nails in here, and I don't want to date her because at the end of the day, you're not my child. You was doing that before you met me. Now, if I want to spoil you and do certain things, okay. But if that's coming as a part of the package, I'm not doing it because as a black man who makes six figures, who can take care of himself, who live a certain lifestyle, I got to realize that, and that's one thing that we don't do as black men. We don't love ourselves, see value in ourselves.
Ooh.
I got to realize I'm a catch. A lot of like 15-1. Why am I doing all this here when I don't have to do this? When a woman will accept me for who I am, just because I cook just as much as any woman, I clean just as much as any woman, because that's just me the way I was raised.
Yeah.
So what are you really adding to me other than peace, rather than affection,
or taking away from me?
And that's a lot. We allow.
Are you adding or are you taking away?
Exactly. So now my mind frame has changed about everything. I know a lot of women don't want to hear that. But
you said, hey, I ain't gonna lie though, Mr. Boguard. You said a lot of things that black men don't want to hear.
Yeah.
And black women don't want to hear. And I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just try to keep it real as being a toxic.
Oh, man, loud claps. Everybody loves it. Nah, but sometimes we do have to hear those things, those tough critiques, man.
You got to self-analyze. I was a toxic to our community for 20 years. I was in the streets for 20 years, bro. I
made a lot of money.
Moved a lot of bricks, and I ain't talking about the bricks you build homes with. So
that comes with a lot of womanizing.
I was never woman.
Yeah, that's why I said he was a little different.
Okay.
He was
Believe it or not,
he was like Franklin.
But a little. Might not be a lot, but I ain't gonna lie.
You know what?
They make you.
You know
nah,
what?
he was different.
I never, even when I was in the streets, I never messed with more than one woman in a week. I do is leave one chick house and go. If I'm with you and I'm dating you, then I'm dating you. And I had the money. It wasn't no problem.
Was it a trust thing?
It was the way I was raised. I come from.
How many sisters?
He was picky too. He was picky.
Yeah, I'm picky as hell. But I came from Folkston, Georgia, to Jacksonville, Florida. My family was known in Jacksonville, and they was womanizer. And I told myself I did not want to be like my uncles and my father.
Oh man, round of applause.
So that was what made me self-evaluate. Be like, I don't want to.
That's it. I be on both sides of that coin, depending on the year, depending on the month, depending on the mood, I guess. Because my father had 8 siblings, and we've all been displaced, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, and I didn't want to repeat those things, and
that's a good thing.
I didn't want to, and coming from a broken family, I just vowed to just not. I'd rather not, right? But then I didn't choose early in life to start a family because my family was already broke. I didn't want to add to the chaos.
I waited 48 years. Had my first child.
Right. And then now it's very hard. And it's one of the hardest things and one of the biggest regrets that I have, but at the same time it's not a regret because
You're ready now.
I just like you said, being choosy, particular, and not wanting to add to a toxic situation, just not being toxic.
But I'm gonna tell you something, like from my advice. It doesn't matter. I tell him it takes a lifetime to get to know someone. Sometimes a lifetime ain't even enough because you don't even know yourself. You change every day. You evolve every day. So even if you think you got the right woman, that might not be the right woman because women evolve differently than us. A woman can go from here to here
6 months.
in 60 seconds for real. Because we all wake up differently. I wake up sometimes like, you know what, I'm finna do this and I'm finna, or I want this for myself. I might have this career and, decide I want to do it. I might wake up and say, man, I don't want to eat meat, which I haven't eaten meat in over 30 years. But I could wake up and say, I just want to change something about myself. And if as a man, I realize if you don't involve with the woman or the woman, matter of fact, let me say this here, and I think everybody needs this, especially as us men. Dating now, if you don't find a woman who wants you more than you want her, you're in trouble.
Ooh, wee.
You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
I don't know what I'm saying. I can't even remember where my butt is at no more.
Whoa,
All
man.
the buttons. I got to press on that one, man. Hey,
Whoa.
Because she want, you're supposed to worship. You're supposed to worship your woman, but your woman shouldn't demand you to worship her. And the same thing, you shouldn't demand your woman to worship you.
yeah.
That should be something that y'all collab together to make everything suitable for both of y'all to be happy.
I disagree. That's bias.
Okay, why?
Why?
I had the opportunity because, my father was in and out of my life, but he took care and protected my mother. So I watched that and I learned that. But if I didn't ever seen it, I couldn't process.
He loved her. He didn't worship her. He loved her.
Well, either way, I'm saying I seen him protect and love her, so I was able to do that with my, the mother.
Yeah.
So if you notice, we have a good relationship, right? But I learned that from my father.
Yeah.
If I didn't have that, I feel myself sometimes like I could see who I could have been when I see my friends that I choose to surround myself. And I noticed that they didn't have that guidance.
I didn't have that, but you're supposed to want to protect and provide. That's
you come from your mama, your grandmother, your sisters,
but the worship,
your aunties.
But most men need to see it.
Level.
But
worship is a different level.
Most men need to see it from another man.
I think what most men do is self-reflect and realize I don't want what I had growing up.
There's so many women.
You don't have to sit. It's not. Listen, it's hard to a certain extent.
Right.
Discipline is the hardest thing for anybody. I start eating meat. I'm gonna start eating meat in 88, 89. I haven't eaten chicken, pork, or beef since then.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen you eat French fries.
Chicken, pork, or beef. Yeah, French fries.
At McDonald's, so that grease is made out of meat. I'm joking. I'm messing with you. I'm joking with you.
What I'm saying is, even when I was when I was even in the streets.
Yeah.
I didn't hang. Me and you hung out.
Yeah.
Me and was at the studio every day, just chilling.
Yeah, every day. Yeah.
So I think if you can learn how to discipline yourself, and we're gonna all fail in some things. I'm not completely disciplined. I wish I could be stronger, but we all have our weaknesses, our vices. But at the end of the day, if you can look at yourself and be comfortable with who you are, and even though you're doing a lot of wrong things, then you really are a problem. You feel what I'm saying? Because people say, "Oh, you comfortable with?" No, you should not be comfortable with being a mess. You know what I'm saying? Toxic.
A lot of people just on both sides, in our community are just happy with toxic. Like the women almost act as if they prefer a toxic relationship, and a lot of men we give to ourselves to a lot of toxic situations. I want to get into this before we close up.
Shoot.
Because I mean, you cooking, Mr. Boguard, whatever you like. Again, you saying the things that we need to hear today. And I was having a conversation now that we're talking about dating somewhat. I said this to my friend the other day, but I was speaking to him, but I was speaking towards myself, and I told him, I was like, brother, I just would like to see you with a good woman, because every month my boy have a different woman, and
I know what time.
And but he be going through it like they be okay, and then he kicking her out, or they just. The drama, it's a lot of drama going on. He deal with a lot of younger women. He deal with a lot of women in the hood. And then I was speaking to him about like a good woman, and he said there aren't many. And I said, well, bro, you may have to switch. And I'm talking to myself with this. The places that you frequent and the places that you are choosing to meet the women that you deal with. You have to take accountability to that. And once you change that, you can begin to change your relationships, not necessarily just even when you speak to women, just relationships as a whole. And so then he basically was like, man, you can meet a woman anywhere. And then,
True.
And then, or when you tell people that they got to change their environment or where they're meeting people, we automatically sometimes assume that you're speaking on just church. Because he was like, oh, there's a lot of freaky girls in church.
Yeah.
But I'm I'm not speaking on that, brother. I'm speaking on quality places. Can y'all give me a few quality places that you feel are good for meeting and potentially finding someone to date? And what is your ideal of that quality place?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't go nowhere, so I don't know. Blue know I'm still shy at 52.
That's crucial.
Yeah, I'm still shy. So I wouldn't know. I wish I did know. But going to your partner, I think really he's setting standards that he can't probably live up to himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you set standards, and if you're going to deviate from them, what you expect a woman to do? You know what I'm saying? So I think what he's looking at is something that probably, I wouldn't say, I would know. I don't think nobody really knows what a good woman is or a good man until you find it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to change you as a person. That's why I say if me as a man, I feel like I got to find somebody that want me more than I want her, but I shouldn't take advantage of it.
But how does she know? See, the thing is, from a woman's perspective, and I'm not speaking for women, but I can understand them in this way of how does she know that she wants you?
She'll know you through her acts of service.
Outside of the initial appearance, like how does she want you more than you want her? And they are used to being pursued.
She's gonna show you through her actions. And as a brother, who's dated a lot of beautiful women, you know what I'm saying? The reason I say you got to find somebody who wants you more, because a lot of times men, especially like me, I love hard. If I want her more, then I'm gonna put up with a lot of stuff I shouldn't put up with. You feel what I'm saying? And the same way around, same way around you. If she wants you more, but that's why I say you can't take advantage.
You're gonna deal with
you can't take advantage. If
I really wanted one of my exes, she smoked, and I didn't like smokers. I don't really deal with no women that smoke cigarettes.
I don't like smoking either.
Right, but I really was into her, and I liked her more than she liked me, and I dealt with the fact that she smoked cigarettes, something like that, right? But what I'm saying is before you even get to the figuring out who you are, how do you vet that to find out? I'm into him, and women are seemingly without being into your money. Like, because it's easy to see your money and be more into your money than I am into you.
Women more upfront than us, especially this day and time. Women gonna tell you where you slacking at and where you ain't slacking at.
Yeah, what they want.
We kind of esoteric. We gonna hold stuff in. We gonna be like we overanalyze and we looking at it, because we don't know how to handle hurt much more so than women.
Rejection and hurt, bro. Let's go get us.
Like, women can handle it a little better because a woman can walk outside and a dude will holler at her in the grocery store at her worst. Men, we don't get that type of attention, so it's a little more harder for us unless you breaking bread. And I don't believe that you're paying for women is not my forte.
Yeah,
me being honest, you know what I'm saying. So I guess I can't tell you even with my mom, she has her flaws. So every woman I know has her flaws, just like every man I know. But I know some good women that's in my inner circle that deserve good men. And I think the best way, and sometimes you don't know, like I say, you can hook somebody up with a good person is good, but that don't mean they gonna handle it correctly.
Or they don't. That don't mean that they're gonna be able to mesh and relate. So
exactly.
let me send the question to you real quick, Blue. Quality places to meet a woman.
Yeah, he know.
Brunches. One that where men and women can go to, but brunches, like popular brunches in the city. There's always there's the working class women. They like brunches, lounges, hookah lounges, where they out with their girlfriends, especially on a Friday, Saturday night. Also work. A lot of women, if their guard is down, and and they get a chance to just you get a chance to like be around them, help them, support them, or give them advice, they will get a chance to look at you versus what you got.
Okay, so I'm going to.
Great. That's great.
That's a good
That's
answer.
good.
Mm-hmm.
But these are my issues with some of those places, right?
Uh-huh.
Brunch, and brunch is better
Right.
because it's daytime, right?
Right.
But the environment that women have turned brunch into
Yeah,
makes it not really a good place to meet quality women, right?
Mm.
For one,
I like the work thing. I don't care for the brunch.
Right.
at brunch, the brunch that we are used to now,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, women are there in packs.
Overpriced.
It's overpriced. It's women are there packs. You add liquor to the equation. Now we got DJs playing music. You can't really have a conversation or, no saying, or find a common interest at brunch, right?
Right.
So these are what I feel add to the quality places.
What's that?
We have to get rid of dating by proximity, right? So when
I
you
like
talk
that.
about at the job, you are not going to the job by choice. You are going to the job because you signed an obligation to be there, and then so is the other coworkers. But what we do is we date on proximity, and that's basically we just in the same place based off of survival, a survival need, and we may not have as much in common as we really should have, and that might not be the ideal place. Now, again, there's people that have met they love of their life, in a lot of different places, but this is just why I feel like, and this is the advice I gave my friend. I was like, look, brother, find different places that you are interested in and frequent those places, and or find neutral places where where you're not necessarily looking for a date.
Yeah.
So when you get on a dating site, everybody looking for a date. If she's not dating you, she gonna find
Somebody
a date
there.
somebody
Yeah.
there, right? And then it don't really matter if really she's vetting, but she's pretty much adamant on this is what we're doing, right? If when you at the club, when you going out, you add alcohol and you got all these things, and you going out to meet, but not for interest.
Right.
You going out to meet, based off of, whatever look good and whatever, know what I'm saying, swing your way. So
Poetry readings. You ever been to a poetry reading?
I still think the reason I kind of like the work, and just hear me out, job. But first off, there ain't no misconfuse about my income. Work.
I got an issue with that though.
Why? With work? Meeting a woman at work?
Yeah.
Not intentional.
Well, I don't
not
don't deal with any woman that I work with. I don't think that that's because now I have to spend more time with you, and again, it's just a proximity thing. Now that we spend so much time together at work, now we obligated to spend the time outside of work, and
you got your
you might
valid
not
reasons.
Yeah.
I see
But
both
you
sides.
might not
But
have
most women cheat on their real husband with their work husband.
because of lack of men in the places that women take interest in.
So would you say just walking down the street probably the best way to bump into somebody and start a conversation?
No, not necessarily walking down the street.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm shy.
But like, let's say a park, right? Like basically find something that you're interested in. Like if you met somebody at the gym, right? And which is not a great place to holler at a woman or approach her.
It's a hard one.
Right? It's not a great place to approach a woman, but if you're working out and she's working out, and then you allow the proximity then to take place because y'all are choosing to better y'all life physically. Right? That's an interest that y'all have, a common interest that you now can learn from the other gender, and then you can have a conversation, and then you can now be attracted, and you can move forward and flourish, but not just like by chance of down the street. I think quality places are like festivals.
Okay. Restaurants. What about restaurants?
Coffee shops.
Coffee shops,
Starbucks.
right?
Bookstores.
Like bookstores.
Yeah.
Again, if that's in your interest, if that's in your wheelhouse, whatever in your wheelhouse. If you're a football fanatic and you meet and you go to the tailgate a lot and you frequent some women that's at the tailgate, then that's something that's in the common interest, but it's also daytime, right? Now there's a lot of there's some red flags with the tailgates and stuff like that. Whenever you add alcohol or stuff like that in an equation, it's just kind of just making people make a decision.
So what I surmise is you just got to get lucky.
Oh man.
But but women have a type though. So that's the thing that
women have a type.
Women have a type. So I feel like it's a numbers game. As a man, if you're looking for something different, of course you got to go different place. But I think you just got to shoot your shot. So like try to holler at 10, and out of one of them they really like.
Ooh man, come on man.
My best friend got that, but that's
that nigga say holler at 10.
I can't sit there and holler at 10 women. I'm sorry,
right.
It's just not in my demeanor to do that. Just to find the one. I think me personally, what I feel like. The woman that does find me,
they're not gonna find you. You got to find them.
It's hard to look for a woman in this day and era. It's difficult because you really, like you said, it takes a lifetime to get to know someone, and sometimes a lifetime, because you still evolving yourself. So
that's an issue that we have in our community right now, right? Like you said, and I think that these traditional values that we was raised on. Again, we got to stop. We learn a lot from history, but we got to start letting history be the dictator of our future. And I'm going to say this to the ladies, right? The men's purpose of being a provider historically is something that y'all look forward to and something that, is honorable for us to, carry. But in reality, realistically, it's tough, especially, with the way things are rolling back.
Yeah.
So be prepared to be the breadwinner and still
they don't want to hear that.
Look up to your, and still hold your man with respect.
Yeah.
Right? Be prepared for the future of our community and our culture, you know what I'm saying, and the black family.
Be prepared to work together.
50-50.
With a plan that you gonna be the Trojan horse now, black woman. You are the black man's Trojan horse when it comes to investing.
Right.
When it comes to, and black men act as such, treat them as such. Like he said, when it comes to holding your affairs or holding you down, this is the this is the person that's been doing it for us for centuries, and we got to act accordingly. But women, again, y'all got to be prepared to be leading when it comes to finance, but then being able to take a back seat when it comes to direction.
Yeah, I think it has to be a communication. It has to be a lot of communication in between there, because the 50-50 thing, I'm always going to be the provider of my family, but I want to make sure if I'm the provider, if I fall off, my woman has my back and going to be able to help carry us, that you're going to support me and do whatever you can, the best of your ability to help us.
In every situation I've seen, man,
but yeah,
you don't got that much time.
Exactly.
you go without a job for 2 months.
That's the problem. That's the issue. That's
and
the issue.
It's out of here.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what's important, because man, I feel good taking care of my family, providing for my family. But if my woman doesn't see value in that, and soon as something happens, because I've been through that, trust me, everything ain't looking right. I can't pay for this, and we can't go on this vacation. We can't do that. Now there's a problem. Then, hey, okay, well, go ahead and do what you got to do. Let's see how they're going to look 10 years from now or 5 years from now. That's the only thing you can do to let a person learn that lesson on their own. Because let's be honest, I'm a black man. I know the mind frame of a lot of black men. There aren't many that really are committed to family. Like, seriously.
They haven't seen it, though.
Like I said, I don't like by seeing. It's just choice. Everything you do is choice. People, one thing I hate about life, people all the time, I made a mistake. Even if you're in a relationship and you go sleep with somebody, that's not a mistake. That's a mistake. It's like you shut the door and close your hand in the door. That's a mistake. Or you put the wrong answer on the table.
Saying these are intentional choices.
These intentional choices.
That we are moving and we are covering up. We making so many concessions to pull them off.
Yeah.
For them to turn around and be like it's a mistake.
Yeah.
Like you don't trip and fall in no pussy. Or you don't trip and fall and land on the wood.
You don't. So stop. And that's accountability. Because sometimes you can move past that though. If you're accountable and apologetic and you're really sympathetic. But saying I made a mistake, that's not a mistake. I'm sorry. I didn't make no mistake by selling drugs. I knew well what my intentions were. I wanted bread, and I liked bread, and I wanted a lot of it. So that comes with accountability. And until we can be accountable in our community, nothing is going to change. That's from the black men. Like I said, we made it bad. I apologize to black women. We made it bad for y'all. We put y'all on these higher standards of materialism. We made it, especially us ex-drug dealers and all that. We did all that there. You know, so at the end of the day, we have to change the narrative. And as a man, I have to put my foot down and say, you know, I ain't selling them for this here. I deserve better. Because I know what I bring to the table. I know everything that I do with commitment and with love and with good intentions. So if a woman can't see that, that's her problem. Like, if you can't, like you said, all these passport, bro, I don't believe in that there. But if I have to, then I go where I'm loved and where I'm needed and desired. Like, seriously, I'm not gonna go for that. I know my value. I know what I do. I can cook just about better than any woman. I can clean just about, and I'm love to clean. I'm a person who, when I clean, I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying?
But that's one thing. But brother, your mental, your mental and your understanding and the patience that you grew to, you know, have within your life is what makes you a high value man, you know, besides being clean, of course, and being able to, know what I'm saying, make that food taste good. Again, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Boguard came in here to, to drop the jewels. I'm gonna go ahead and because that final clip, that's the clip right there. Accountability, man. Know what I'm saying, in the black community, man, as a whole, and again, being able to know that these rights that we take for granted, when they take them away, you know, it's gonna be harder to fight to get them back than it was. Don't say than it seemingly it was to take away. You know what I'm saying? It looked like we just willing to give it all up. But I'm gonna get back with y'all a little later. We're gonna have some fun in the next conversation, I promise, man. But I just wanted to have a serious conversation and watch some serious clips, because that's what I like actually when I get on the internet. Like I don't mind watching the red. You know what I'm saying? Like watching the
definitely got some good sound bites.
People go back and forth as far as the dating stuff, or I feel like again we allow too much toxicity, and sometimes we just have to have real conversations. And I was luckily Blue came through and he said, "Hey man, I got Mr. Boguard. I want to introduce you to him, and we finna have a conversation." So damn, I did not know, man, but appreciate Blue Franswa once again. And Blue, we go say come back.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Come back. And appreciate you.
I live here now.
I enjoy it, bro.
Appreciate you, Blue.
Yes,
No
sir,
saying.
Like-minded.
I'm an ATLian. I'm an ATLian now.
You brought a like-minded.
He coming, y'all. Don't worry about it. Your boy gonna get him up there.
Learn from. But again, man, make sure y'all follow me on all platforms. Are you online or anything like that?
I Am Boguard is my platform.
I Am Boguard. How you spell it?
I Am Boguard. I Am Boguard.
Okay. Because I was gonna say it like the white way.
Yeah, and Boguard Photography.
Okay, and of course they know
Blue Franswa everywhere.
The magnificent, the fantastic.
And this is
phenomenal.
This is my mentor. This is where I learned
Blue
everything
Franswa.
from.
So again, you're a visual artist as well, and I Am Boguard. They can see the pictures and book.
Yeah. I'm kind of backed up. You know, my boy don't took over, but you know, we're gonna get some stuff popping.
Okay, so get with them, but after this, they're gonna be booking you to get on the panels.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Talk on the 20 V1s and the pop the balloon panels. You know what I'm saying?
We all Duval. We gonna do our thing.
It's tonight's conversation type of panel type of thing.
Right.
But now appreciate everybody for checking us out, man. Make sure you follow me on all platforms. DozhaToldya. Hit me up at DozhaToldya.com.
What's up, man?
If you would like to know more information about our guests, or if you would like to be a guest on our show, hit me up, man. Know what I'm saying? Let me know. All platforms DozhaToldya, and we'll be back Thursday with the DozhaToldya Podcast 159, man. We getting up there, man. We getting old. We're getting old out there, man. But shout out to everybody that checked in, man, on Facebook. I appreciate y'all. And if you missed any part of the show, go to the YouTube page. But meantime, in between time, I'm Dan DozhaToldya Podcast, and we out, baby. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dame Doja. If you're looking to get your interview done or be a guest host on our podcast, hit us up at DozhaToldya.COM. Bump what you heard. Remember who told you? It's Doja Told You.